Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Alright children, now till so far we had learned about mixtures, types of mixtures and their separation techniques. Now we will carry forward about the learning of substances. Now whenever we see changes that are happening in and around us, we classify them basically as physical change and chemical change. Now what is physical change? Physical change means when there is no change in the basic composition of the substance. That means the change is only regarding the shape, size, color, that is, it is temporary and not permanent. Whereas in chemical change, the change is permanent. Not only the size, shape, color and other physical factors changes, but there is complete change in the basic composition of the substance. Now to understand this concept further, we can quote certain examples. Like for example, if I take a piece of paper and tear the piece of paper into two pieces. So I have two pieces of paper which has been torn up into two pieces. Now this is a physical change. Whereas if I take the same piece of paper and I burn it, I take a spirit lamp and I burn it, what would happen? You would see that it will get converted into black ashes. Now can you bring it back into the original state? No, not at all, because the paper has completely burnt and formed ashes, black mass, which by any other means cannot be reversed back to the piece of paper again. Or another example that I quote is the baking of the dough of flour. So if you take flour and make a dough out of it and roll chapatis, suppose once you have rolled the chapati has not taken its proper shape. So this is a physical change. Why? Because you can just roll it back, make it into a small ball and again re-roll it again till a perfect shape is achieved. Now this is a physical change because you are able to reverse the process and the change is temporary. But in case of chemical changes, the same chapati, once you had cooked it, what will happen? You will not be able to bring back it into the raw dough. Why? Because now the chapati has completely cooked. Due to the heat, there has been changes that has happened in the dough and it has turned into a new substance whose physical, whose chemical properties are absolutely different from the original one. So always remember that a physical change is a temporary change and there would be only changes in the physical attributes of the substance. Whereas in chemical change, there is a new substance which is formed and it does not retain any of its individual identities before the reaction. It is only a new substance which is formed whose property is absolutely different from which it has been originally been formed. So I hope this is clear. So you would see that every chemical reactions that happens in and around us are chemical changes. Alright, so I hope you had understood the basic difference between physical and chemical changes. Because in terms of physical changes, the change would basically be because of the size, shape, color, state of matter, that can be it. For example, if you take ice and you melt it into water, it is a physical change. Why? Because there has been a change in the state of matter. The solid ice melted into liquid ice. But when you look into their composition, it is still made up of the same molecule. Further, if you heat the water, it gets converted into the gaseous state. And again, the composition of the steam is same as that of water and ice, that is H2O. So this transformation of water from solid to liquid and liquid to gas is a physical change. But suppose your mother has cooked your favorite dish, then before the cooking, the ingredients had a specific shape, size and chemical composition. But once she has made it, then we find that there has been new substance which has been formed and cannot be reversed back to the original form, and thus it is a chemical change. Let me take another example. That suppose you have a glass of milk which has been converted into curd. So this is a chemical change because milk completely has got transformed into a new substance which is curd, which is a chemical change, and a curd cannot be reversed back into milk again. So I hope this is clear to you all that the difference between physical and chemical changes.